இன்னும் இங்கே எடுக்கலையே நீ இன்னும் இங்கே தான் எடுத்துக்கிற போது வளச்சி வளச்சி மாட்டுன்னு கையை வைக்க அந்தாடா டீ கொடுக்குறியா.
I'm Gerard from Orchard.
My name is Uma Ramanan, and everyone call me Ramanan.
My name is Eric.
I was born 62.
My name is Satyavanan.
My name is Ayanar.
My name is Guru.
My name is Amuda.
So my name is Habat.
So my name is Suhasini.
My name is full name is Indira Gandhi.
My name is R. Ramesh Kumar, full name. People used to call in Auroville Ramesh.
I come from Kuilapalayam.
My name is Priya.
My name is Selvam.
My name is Prakash.
Well, my native place is Kuilapalayam.
My name is Manikandan.
All right, I come originally from Holland.
My name is Kumar.
From the United States.
Well, for me it is very simple. Mother one told me that I have a piece of land near Promise. Can you see what we can do something? And this will be to feed the Auroville kitchen. It was mostly a barren land. The mangoes were there and some cashew nut was there. And this is what has saved us economically. There is a open bore well with a very old diesel engine with a belt system to pump little water. I say, well, it's a fantastic opportunity that mother is giving me, and I should try to carry on the job. That's all.
So I come from Idayan Chavadi, basically from there, but got an opportunity to get into Auroville outreach schooling, and I've studied in Udavi, and then I got into NES as a first batch and completed my studies there. And then I went out for 3 years for my higher studies on business administration, and then came back, and I was in Pichandikulam for 5 years, learning plants and doing few projects on business, setting up enterprises for the local bioregion people, and then I chose to be a farmer in 2016 when I completed my course on eco-village design education, organized by Gaia Education and Youth Link Auroville. End of the session, my turning point, I realized that I should focus more on food than anything else. So, and then I looked for which farm to join, and then I got deeper connection with Orchard. The first time I visited in 2016 December, and I've kind of really felt in contact, deeply rooted here, and approached Christian, and I joined 2017 January immediately, and then become part of the team here. So that's how my journey started. And later again I wanted to study more on farming, so I took several courses that were offered in Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, and I did one bigger course in Thailand on natural farming and ecology. So these are my background qualification on farming, and then studied more on local farming practices here around in the bioregion, meeting people, documenting on what are the local producers here and how do they grow, what are the practices, and what are the real knowledge behind farming in the bioregion. And I try to work with them regularly by giving trainings and learn from them to integrate the modern practices and our traditional practices to create a resilience in farming practices, to move towards a sustainable practices. So I was born and brought up in Chavadi and got this opportunity to get my schooling in Udavi. So that is my primary contact with Auroville. So my teachers were from Auroville and we were working closely with Auroville activities. So the first introduction was participating in the Earth Day in Auroville, making bigger demonstration about earth and ecology, and slowly working closely with Pichandikulam when we were kids, doing the herbal gardening and forest walks, all these things. So that was the primary level of introducing us to Auroville. So that was kind of giving us a motivation and understanding what Auroville is and what it is, what it means to live in Auroville, and like what is the practices and how their life practices are and everything. So it was kind of inspired, and always trying to pull in, keep us engaged in different activities. So I was deeply connected. I was always a student of Eco Club. Eric was our teacher, Eric Auroville, who lives in Courage. He is our more than a teacher. So he guided us in a different direction from academic to environment. So he took us cyclings and taught us more about vegetable gardening, all these things. So we were in contact with the botanical garden and different activities. So it was already there that I am part of Auroville. It's not about the status whether Aurovillian or not, but we were already most of the students in Udavi, they were already in touch with Auroville. And later completing my studies in Udavi, I took the next step to go to NES. So it was called after school earlier, and then we were the first batch to be on NES. So the after school became NES, and that is another level. So that's when I got the opportunity to get sports done in Dana. So that was the first time that really getting in closer. After my higher university studies, I came back and I joined Pichandikulam. So kind of rooting there, I was involved, coordinating and learning. It's more, I would say, a learning time in Pichandikulam, rather really contributing a lot to them. It was more of learning about plants and enterprises, everything. So, and I was also part of youth initiatives in the village, Ide and Chavadi, and that's when Auroville retreat took place in 2014-15, I don't exactly remember. And I was in contact with my dear friend Kavita, and then we want to start Youth Link. So I was more getting involved in more of Auroville activities. I was part of Youth Link, doing activities there. And then end of the 2016, as I said, I took this Eco Village. We were the organizer through Youth Link to bring this Eco Village program, design education program to Auroville. And I was one of the participants as well. So it was kind of a game-changing moment of my life. So the end of the session was more of realizing who I am and why I am here and what am I going to do in rest of my life. So I was more of juggling with too many items in my life, involved in different activities, and then I filtered everything. In same 2016 January, the Farm Festival in Auroville took place at Unity Pavilion, and that is the second impact in me, where when I attended, it was said that there is no much people, youngsters getting involved in farming, and we are not fully sustaining on our own. We are not self-sufficient with our produces. So all these words hit a lot. And then it was end of my course and this event, so it totally changed my track. And I took this huge decision that from now onwards I'm going to focus more on food, and because food is our primary first need on our pyramid needs. So I took that choice to be a farmer. To produce food for the community, because that's where we lack in now. The primary food is not healthy. We don't have enough, and we need people. And that's the time I decided and I jumped in. Yeah. So for me, there is no particular time that when I got into Auroville. So the life was like a flow, that I was always in contact, and then slowly a year passes and then I become more in contact, and then became part of the family. So officially I became an Aurovillian on 2017. But for me, the status isn't something that I was expecting.
And I'm Belgian, and I was born in Congo, in Africa. I spent 15 years of my life in the nature, in the trees, catching birds, snakes, fishes, everything, rats. And at that time I chose biology. And in the first year I had a kind of revelation, I would say, it's kind of revelation. And I thought, okay, biology is interesting, but it doesn't feed me. I mean, I don't know how to feed myself. How can I make my food? How can I produce my food? In a natural way. I decided to do agronomy, tropical agronomy in Belgium, which is funny. And then I discovered Pierre Rabhi. I read Pierre Rabhi and I was really, really touched inside by something that is really true. And I started to work there as a volunteer, and then I stayed. I've been working there 7 years. I met my wife, Fanny. We decided together to come to Auroville. She came in Auroville when she was 18. And we also came to Auroville because we found out that the children were looking so beautiful here.
I was born 62 in Alangupam. Then my father farmer, my mother also farmer. So I grew almost for 10 years in the village. 10, maybe 15 years, we can't exactly. Then as Auroville started, I came first, I worked amphitheater. So at that time I came, the banyan tree, there's one balloon, big balloon is going. It's like out the big. Then all I feel it, oh, what is happened there? Then all the children like me, my friend, all going, we look at the banyan tree. There's many people there, and we see the balloon. Yeah, I was there, the Auroville started. So I work amphitheater. That time I started, I have to get it salary almost 150. One day I work, the mason helper, I work there. Then after I started working carpentry, the helper. And then after Paul Vincent started. So I went there garden work, Paul Vincent. And then after one time he asked Ina, why you don't come for Auroville? And I feel it, okay, I joined it. Then after I come newcomer, then I ask one time Tom, I work water service fully. It's a lot of like I also feeling, but the service is very good. It's not like personally, it's not good. I feel it. The service work is like helping the people. So that way I feel it's also good. So that way I went water service. Then I work water service full. I get Auroville, then I get maintenance there. Then one time if we feel it, we can start farm. But not a really big farm I started, a small dairy I started. Auroville people, they need more milk. So I do it one by one. I buy 1 cow, 2 cow, 3 cow. It's almost like 15 cow I purchase already. So one side is the milk produce and we need to give people, and one side you have to go water service. Auroville is the best. You can do whatever you want, we can do. Like that I came here. So my feeling, what you need it, like I can serve with the people. I feel it that time. I am not a really educator. It's very short. I went to school, even maybe 2nd standard, something like that I went. So that way I can't like going computer work, this kind of work. And also I feel it, the farm work is the best for me. So my father also farmer, I also like to farmer. And I came to Auroville, like this kind of work, really I happy. Still I happy I do work. I service for people.
So I am son of Murthy. My father and my mother were working in Horizon, and when they were Aurovillian, I became an Aurovillian when I was 1 year old. So my schoolings and all were in Auroville school only, and in future school I was studying there for some years, and I did half day of future school and half day in Carsten Mikkelsen in AEP. He had in solar system things, and I was interested in solar and some electrical things, and I wanted some change. Because then I went for 6 months outside of Auroville for some jobs, and I came back and my father needed help. So I started farming with my father in 2005 or 6, something like that. Without Auroville, I'm not here. That's the only thing. As grace of mother and this Auroville thing, I feel very happy on it to be an Aurovillian and serve Auroville with organic food and all.
I brought out from Vilupuram. I've been in Auroville quite a while, 42 years. I've started 17 places where I stayed in Auroville. The first place was Serenity. The first place was Serenity. Second place was Fertile. With Johnny I stayed. From there I've been quite a while. Then I've left to Vijay place, a Fertile Windmill. Then from there I've been to my school, to Fraternity, where I've been started in Fraternity school. Then I stopped my school because I could not get myself fully qualified. With my education was too low, that I have been stopped from the school. He said, I can't stay with you for long, so I will bring you to Focamus, that you could learn about the forestry, about the trees. So he brought me to Focamus to learn about trees and all. And then I went to water service. So I've been there working for almost 6 years with Tom and Maurice. I got 7 farms where I've been worked. So there have been several farms where I've been continue doing. So I got up myself that okay, I'll do farming myself, and I found this Briaspati French team was working here, and they want to leave from here to France. So I started the farming here. I got 24 acres here. They didn't give me the beginning maintenance, so I have to work very hard. And also food, that what I want to sell, I could not sell in the farm group, that I have to sell in the village. So that's how Briaspati started. They don't want my produce to sell there because I have captured the land here itself, because so for that reason they don't want my food in the farm group. So it took time. Then one time Paula from, she was working in the maintenance group, Paula came and talked to me. So she saw me what hard work I'm doing. So she said that the day where she has followed me, she gave me the first maintenance to me. That means it took me 1 year to get my maintenance. So I got one cow in the beginning. It's called, that helped me so nice. Helped me supporting with the milk that I supplied to visitor center. So meanwhile, when I came to Brihaspati, I came with my family. So I got my 2 kids also. I sent to Pondi school. They have studied at college and all. They finished it.
I'm born and brought up in Auroville. I did my studies until 8th grade in Auroville, and after that I went to Pondi. I finished my colleges. I tried with my profession. I finished accountancy, and I did do a few jobs, not fully committed, but I did a few jobs with accountancy, but I didn't like it so much as farming, so I preferred to do farming. I prefer to do what I like to do more than what I did actually. I have been doing it with my father since then, after my colleges. There was a little bit of resistance at the beginning from my parents saying that I shouldn't go on with the same thing, I should start something different. We never looked back, I think. I just continued with farming, and yeah, so that's how it is now. I do everything actually. I do milking, I cultivate vegetables, watering the plants, delivering the milk, and overall we do everything actually with my father. He taught me at the beginning how things work, and I enjoy it doing actually.
And I'm coming from one of the village called Alanguppam. I came to Auroville 77 and I become Aurovillian in 79. I'm doing the farming since in 90s. My main job is kindergarten teacher, and I'm working from kindergarten since 84 until today.
Since as a child, I ask all the time where I am, where are the boundaries of everything, and I jumped over one boundary to the other, and finally I found out I'm not anymore a German, I'm not a European, I'm a citizen of the planet. And then it brought me in some challenge to myself and to go to a place where I'm fitting into. So then I found Auroville and I came here. It was in 1983. Immediately I have been involved in the green work. First time afforestation, land management, bunding and watershed management, and then after there have been actually a farmers group who concentrate on growing food for the community. So I jumped to this kind of activity. So I have been from the beginning very eager to work on rice and with rice to produce. This has been the ideal place because it's a traditional place for growing rice.
So my name is Suhasini Damian. I'm the daughter of Herbert and Selvi, and I was born here. So yeah, I'm an Auroville child. And I stayed here. I went to school here, and when I was done with future school, I joined an internship with Christina and Gabi, and did an internship program with Lilith for actually tailoring, fashion designing for 2 years, and yeah, and I stayed back in Auroville. Well, as a kid, obviously I didn't really realize the importance of food and eating organic food, and and as I grew up, I saw the importance of it, and my parents were really great role models. I saw how hard they were working, and they wanted to provide Auroville with good, healthy food. And especially with Corona, I saw the importance of it. I saw that it was needed as the farm was growing also, and I wanted to be part of being in Auroville, of securing food safety and self-sustainability for Auroville. So I started with my father, and now I've expanded my area in the farm to being a farm group coordination member.
I born village is Vanur Potrait. My parents is farmers. So I was 14 years old. That time I came to Annapurna. I'm working also. I am also staying there. After it's a different places also I'm staying. This place 2004 I came. I already started working. That time I was a newcomer, and then after I am 2-3 years I'm Aurovillian. I'm also working a tailoring teacher. I was teacher before in Ilangaragal school. I don't like that so much, but I like mostly in the farm. I would like to grow the more vegetables, more eatable things, and then eat. Many people is enjoying themselves. Also, I also like so much. That's why I came to farming. That is my vision. That is my idea. That is my.
You're a big mama, feeding the people.
No, that is only my dream, my idea, something like that.
Good.
I'm come from one of the bioregional village, Auroville bioregional village. It's Ulaghapuram. Ulaghapuram is a historical village. Lot of stories behind the King Rajaraja Chola. The people, lot of people used to come. Joss also running some projects, herbal projects, and Tom also running watershed management. I joined 89 in water service, Abri. I was working with Tom and Maurice in 90s up to 95. Sometime live with Johnny in 93 to 96. I like Johnny's ideas. Paul is a botanist. He's a British guy. I also learned from the things, birds and wildlife, everything. So, and then I shifted to that farming. Basically, my farming background, my village. My grandfather is a big landlord. So, that knowledge and my idea, so I want to do farming in Auroville. I'm searching lands. Also, I'm a keen interest for that traditional varieties, natural farming and traditional varieties. I came in 2010. I started this farm. 3-4 years going smooth. After the one by one problems comes. People are stealing solar panels, stealing firing pipes, firing crops. One by one facing water problems, labor problems. I learned a lot. Each problems I learn new things. New thing happens. I have family, 2 children. One finished his college, MBA, studying in MBA, Potrait University. Another one is 12 years old. He's studying in law school. It's a translation school. My wife previously was working in shopping service in Pothos.
I come from Kuilapalayam, and my parents are one of the beginner Aurovillians. When Auroville started, they joined the Auroville community. So I'm born and brought up here, went through Auroville schooling and did various different work in Auroville. Farming, when I was a kid, we were living in aspiration. So my parents were there, and my mom was working in Portus, and my father was working with Bernard in La Farm. So from the very childhood, we were looking after the whole piece of land that was lying around aspiration area. So that are owned by Auroville. My father was looking after them, and we were cultivating all the seasonal crops. For me, farming is, as being a local Aurovillian, farming is part of our blood. So we were all grown up with that essence. Even though we were in Auroville, from the very beginning we were all exposed to farming. So I was actually teaching for 13 years in the kindergarten. So and then slowly I thought, okay, when this piece of land became available, we said, okay, why not we try to present a proposal So that's where we got the inspiration, because at that time for this particular piece there was a big competition. There were so many different projects that were submitted, and I think it was at that time our secretary Rangasamy was responsible of the decision making. So we even submitted one project, and then it took quite a lot of energy and to work out this proposal with the other working bodies, and we went through the whole process in a very natural and balanced way, and at the end they decided to give it to us. I have a daughter and a son. My daughter is going to turn 23. Youth never ages. And I have a son, he will be turning 18. My son is doing his 12th exam at, 12th standard at NS school. Yes. And my daughter is doing her fashion designing in Bangalore, but since Corona she's home. All the children, whoever goes for outside school, they get the experience and they come and they want to give it to Auroville only. Even if they decide to explore more outside, it is still okay, but at one point they return with more knowledge. So this kind of space has to be given for them, so they can explore more, even the outside world, and then see where they want to end up.
And I came to Auroville, I think, about 26 years ago. I'm actually, by training, a social researcher. I had done a lot of work on traditions of birth and breastfeeding. I started to understand some of the energies within my body and how these energies came together to enable me to give birth. And when I worked on this farm in Canal, I started to see that the energies that you use in farming, the way that you bring them together is very similar to the energies of birth, because the energies of birth are very primal and they're very raw. And what you need to do is somehow align yourself with them and actually use that energy in your body. And what I observed in this farm was that actually I was doing a similar thing, but instead of in my body, I was doing it outside with the soil. And that was actually brought me, that was when I realized, yeah, this is what I'd really like to do. Even before that, I'd been living in Africa, and the place where I was living, there'd been a drought for 2 years. And when I say a drought, I mean there wasn't a drop of water falling from the sky for 2 years. And there was, growing food was very difficult, because we were in quite, it was the kind of place where there wasn't really any irrigation or anything like that. I mean, they relied on the rain, and no rain meant no food. And I can remember I went to a market, and I was very touched really by the fact I went to this market and there was no food. There was no food, nothing. And all there were people was kind of rather disconsolately sort of wandering around. I mean, hope that somebody would turn up with some food. And I think it was then that I realized, when you're actually faced with this situation of there being nothing, and I realized how fragile our food system is. And that was what, understanding that and feeling that fragility in that situation made me realize that, yeah, this is something I might get interested in. I didn't really get interested in farming, and it was only when I came to India and I worked in this farm near Canal that I started to sort of feel, yes, this is something I would like to do, and I would like to bring the energy together, and I just saw it as like my next step. I'll tell you a story, because it happened to me. I hadn't been in Auroville all that long, but I was a newcomer, and I was staying in Aspiration, I think, and my husband had died, and I was really, quite grief-struck, and and so I was sort of that was also part of it. But the other thing was that I felt very lonely, and I felt I didn't have any friends in Auroville. And I can remember just one day I sort of said, well, look, you know, this is how I feel. Is Auroville really my place? Because I was a newcomer then, so I was asking it much more closely. So, and I just put the question out there. And later on that morning, I walked from Aspiration round to the health centre because I was doing work at the health centre at the time. And as I walked, everybody, almost everybody that I knew in Auroville, I met them on that walk. And they all said, hello, Priya. Hello, Priya. Hello, Priya. And of course I got to the health centre and I thought, yeah, that's a pretty sort of sign that, you know, actually it was okay to stay.
I'm from a local village called Tindivanam, closer by, it's around 75 kilometers. I was very young when I came to Auroville. My mother has passed away, so I have been brought up in Roy's boarding in New Creation. I was there for 10 years. Until I was 15, I was in the boarding and I have started to work in the farms. The first farm which I worked is Buddha Garden. I did 2 years apprentice program with Priya. Since I did that, I wanted to become an Aurovillian, and in my mind it came as well as that I want to be a farmer. So I just basically started working in farms, in different farms in Auroville. Actually, I did worked in 2 farms most of my life. One is Buddha Garden and another one is Annapurna. So in Annapurna I was there for 10 years. Thomas have supported me in a different ways, financially and administration level, that he helped me to become an Aurovillian. He have taught me how to drive tractors, car, jeep, those kind of things. He was very supportive in my life. The farmers in Auroville who have supported me to get this land, I'm very happy. Plus I'm thankful to those people who have been supportive to get this piece, and I should be very thankful to Auroville as well. Because my wife works as a police, as a government staff. She does not be with us every day, so she comes whenever she goes and whenever she comes, so there is not real timing in it. So I have to be with my 2 young daughters. So my first priority is my family, then the farming. Farming comes next. Farming is just a job, what I do. That most of my effort which I spend is with my family, because they're the one. I never been with a family since a kid. I always been alone in the boarding school with other kids. That is the only thing which I did. I have been brought up from very, very poor family. I'm not in a family. I didn't come from a family where they were rich enough to grow me up. So I just left my house when I was very young. Yes, life is beautiful. Sometimes it's also miserable. To be honest, if I go out of Auroville, I'm not really sure I would survive. Survive means that I would be unhappy. I tried few times moving out of Auroville, but I was being unhappy, so I just comes back whenever. Auroville is in a way it is pleasant place. You have a nice place to stay and calm and quiet, and you can do what you like to do. The reason I do not want her to become an Auroville because she's the only one who supports in financially. I need very badly supported financially. Even if I need a petrol for my bike, I request her whether I could have finance support, because I get an offer maintenance. In offer maintenance, I will not be able to survive myself, and the needs are more than what you think of. That is the only reason. I get offer maintenance, health fund is paid, and I get 1 child maintenance. So this is the only what I do, and I also pay for my house which I have been bought. as a loan. So I'm paying every month 3,000 rupees, and I contribute for the community because I use common infrastructures in community. So family is supporting me. So if my wife withdraws from her work, it will be very hard for me to survive. Purpose of Auroville, I don't really know. So I don't really to be. Actually, I'm in Auroville to survive myself. I'm not really to be open. No, I'm not really into Auroville. I don't think of Auroville too much. I'm here because I need to survive my life. I need to do something. So I don't have lands in outside of Auroville. So I have land in Auroville. So I can also produce, I can also sell it into Auroville. So I could not really say, or I could not lie to you what I want to be open. But I wanted to try whenever I had a frustration that do I need to be really in Auroville. I tried few places to go out, but it's not really. But I could not really say what is the purpose of Auroville, no? So I don't really.
Thank you, Sandan.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
After Future School, it was around 2004 or 2003, I started to have an interest on graphic designing. So I went to Chennai because I had an opportunity to work with a company who are doing various designings for movies and other brochures and websites. So I was very interested to join them and have my experience over there. So I worked with them for 3 years. And the city life wasn't really my stuff, so I wanted to come back to Auroville. I think I went to Earth Institute and Upasana. I was a graphic designer in all these 3 places. When we had the cyclone, I did the tree clearance of the entire radial road. And so I mostly did all kind of work in Auroville, not just graphic. And I met with Martin. Out of the blue, I just joined Martin's place in Auroville Consulting, where I started doing my urban agriculture. So I was mostly doing rooftop farmings. Yeah. So this was the place where I started getting my interest in farming, and Martin guided me through the process, how to apply for the farm, and what kind of proposals were, how to make it and stuff like that. So I slowly started into joining the farm group, and I was asked to have a perfect proposal, and I was asked to go into different farms to have my skills more effective. Most of the people that signed up for a new farm weren't really ready to go and work on another farm because they actually had the experience. And I was the only one who wanted to learn farming from the scratch, from the bottom, because I wasn't from a farming background. So people actually gave me a hand. I think I did 2 years of apprentice program, and meanwhile we also had a few other programs with Dr. Lucas from EcoPro. He was giving us classes in different places, and he actually helped us to develop our proposals. And we had a subgroup, 2 farmers, Thomas and Christian from Orchard. So they did the assessment for me, and when they were okay with the skills that I could learn, they recommended me for the next process, and we slowly came into farm group, and we got the place Alipsa, and there I am.
Well, my native place is Quilapalem. To say about my real involvement with Auroville, it started from 1968. When I was 8 years old boy, I have been called for evening school, and then later stage day school. At the age of 15 that I began to work in Auroville in various places. Then age of 21, 22 I became an Aurovillian. And my first community was his fraternity. When I was in fraternity in 1982 or 83, that is the first time that in my life I began to cook for the people, and it gave some idea for me to learn cooking there, multi-tile, multi-cuisine. At the same time, to grow food, have my own chicken, my own farm. I got an idea. Because having that experience with the fraternity in the community kitchen, I went to children's lunch in Bharat Nivas, joined with the team to help them. Well, the ladies put me in a dishwash. They said, you come to cook? Yes, help. Okay, you go and wash the big dishes with ammas. Okay, young boy, I was 18 years, almost 18, 20 years, no, up to 22. I don't mind about it. So I start to wash dishwashers with the ladies. One occasion came, it was lacking, some people didn't come, and they came to know my ability of cooking, and they asked me to make sambar. So the first time that I made a sambar in Bharatini was children lunch for the school children and for adults, they found it's very good. At the same time, I got an opportunity to work with some chefs. One remarkable person I can say about Roma. She cooks the food for the VIPs and delegates. She always takes me, a young boy, I was enthusiastic on the food items, so she asked me to work. I was learning from her also. She also gave some books to me, some of the new recipes. And one moment, opportunity came to me, take over children's lunch and Bharat Nivas to run it. So it has come up to that point about, let's say, the year of 1985. At the same time that I was looking after La Boutique de Auroville in Pondicherry, both I was managing it. And after 85, I had an opportunity to go to USA to learn a culinary training program, 6 months. I went there and attended the program, and I joined the restaurant to learn. It went on 2 months successfully. But my family problem here, my father was heavy sick, and I had to return back. Closed my program, I returned back. There I came. And I was in Gokulam till 2004. And 2004, the tsunami came, destroyed everything there. And that is the time where my family split. My wife and son, they came to aspiration to leave. I was living there alone. And after some time, the building also gone. Sea erosion started. The building also gone. So I have no more chance to stay there. Meanwhile, Karan Singh met the community, one of his meeting in Auroville, and informed to the people, financially we are not sound enough to purchase all the land in city areas. We need to purchase land. So he requested all the people holding, outreach people who are holding the land away from the master plan areas, give it back to Auroville, come inside Auroville, and that land can be exchanged to people who have land in the city area. When this proposal came, I asked FMC, I have an interest of making farming, long time. In the beach, I cultivated peanut. In the beach, I cultivated casuarina and cowgrass, like that, what you see here, cowgrass. And I had 36 animals there, I was producing milk. Dairy, I was running it. So I had these farming practices. I want some land to do farming. I have an intention because I'm a cook. I know that I want to make some food through that only to serve the community. 1 year, 2009, they have allotted the land to me. Till 2010, I can't do anything. I employ somebody. No money. I have only getting my maintenance. With that, I can employ only one man to work. It's a 3,000 rupees salary I have to pay. And he stop with chopping. Then you'll see again the gripper comes and closing up. So I don't know how to do this farming. I was miserable. No money to start. My money is not blocked by FMC. I mean, I have been disturbed by FMC that I could not able to do my work. No houses, no storeroom, nothing.
Today you have a beauty farm.
That is where, mother. That one fine morning, one phone call comes to me. Are you Ramalingam? I said, yes, I am. I am Mr. Mahadevan from Pondicherry, retired Director of Agriculture.
Mr. what?
Mr. K. Mahadevan, retired Director of Agriculture, Pondicherry, who had come to Auroville to make an evaluation of all the farms. Mr. Mahadevan were attending all the meetings of the farm group. He heard about my name. It was surprising to see who is this fellow challenging all this farm group. He got interested to see me who I am. He called me over phone. He made an appointment. We met each other. He saw the places. That is the first day I take a note. We started our agricultural lesson with him. 2010 till today. He is 83 years old, not able to move, but he is being at home. But he knows every corner of my land here, what's happening, what's going on here. Without his consultation, without his approval, I will not do anything. So I had to go through the study with my professor every day, every evening, 2 hours a day, every day till now, and study this agriculture very fundamentally. So they came, I invited them. When they came inside, they just stand there and look the field, the whole flourishing with the like what you see. Mustard also was there at the time. Mustard and cowpea, beans, everything there. What? So after seeing that all these things, the farm group asked me to come to attend the meeting and present my project. Because I presented my project returned by my professor very clearly. Within 5 years, we will become sustainability. Some of the members did not accept because they know my character.
What is your character?
Stubborn character. I cannot be flexibility. I'm very strict with the ideal of Auroville. They don't like it. That is very frank to say. Nothing else. And it's very straightforward, and I ask question people and they don't like it. And especially in the farm group, they already have an experience. No, I see that when I came to Auroville, it is the first place of eternity. Even though I had a chance to visit Mother, the Darshan, I don't know anything about her. I had been taken 3-4 times. But when I came to fraternity and I was being with the Seven Ramachandra Rao, working in the architect design office, he said a few things. But I got this devotion and dedication and follow the life of what Mother said. It's the energy taken from the fraternity, the time that all my colleagues who have been living there as members. That is a right seed they put me right consciously, and where I am right now, most happiest person, I would say. I don't have any material desire in my life, but I get what I want and live in a very simple life, very, very, very happy.
Where?
I'm coming from Potrait village.
Village? No.
Yeah, earlier my family member have been involved in the farming in Auroville before. My father has been worked with a health center previously at Potrait village, and my mother was working with Mahatma nursery. So I've been born and brought here in Auroville by birth itself. Farming, you used to work with my family member previously. Then I was more interested to be more involved and participate with natural kind of work. So that interest brought me to work close with farming. This we started from 2011. Initially I started at my home. Then applied at the farm group, and then I just came to this place in 2015. Auroville, I've been born and brought here, and then so from childhood I've just been seeing with that, and from myself I want to do support and to develop things, from my interest of learning. So I find this place, Auroville, I see everything is more like organic, natural things, and like little, say like spiritual, the society and the people, and more like socialism and more freedom you have. Freedom in wherever you are interested, you can focus and do and concentrate on that, Yeah, it is nice. Mixed of people and having interaction with different people, it brings different things, having collaborating with the different religious and communities and of different languages, mixed. Yeah, I'm married and I got 2 daughters, and they're now studying at Auroville school. The elder one is going to transition at 4th grade, and the younger one is at the Nandanam school. My wife, she's not an Aurovillian. I'm Aurovillian, my kids are Aurovillian, yeah. She have a plan to apply for it,
She likes it. And what's she doing?
She's as a teacher,
All right, I come originally from Holland. I came here to Auroville in 1983. I have agricultural background. I'm trained as a horticulturer. I've worked in Holland in horticulture, in seed breeding. As a kid, always worked in horticultural farms. So I've been always been in farming somehow. I came in India because I wanted to travel. I wanted to get out of this Western society. And I joined an NGO in Calcutta. They were having many projects, and one project was about organic farming in Midnapur. And then the person there who was in charge, he had contacts in the ashram. Then ashram, Auroville, very close, so I just ended up here on a Saturday morning and I never left anymore, basically. That's a bit what happened. So it wasn't really well planned, it wasn't really thought through, it just happened to be. But it felt good here, it felt I could breathe here, I could kind of be here, I could kind of somehow do what I was looking for. And although I didn't know what I was looking for, but it felt just good. And that was it. At that time in Potrait it was not very easy, and for me it was important to get a bit away from the hot Auroville situation, because Auroville can be very intense. But I was very much in love with Auroville's reason, Auroville's kind of fundamentals. So this was for me perfect to be in a project where I kind of was a bit away from all that, could do my stuff, because people complain about the tractor noise, complain about amas talking in the field, about fields which don't look neat enough. Lots of things, and I was so fed up with it. I just wanted to farm. It was impossible in such a situation where different people live all on the land. So this was like no conflict, everybody was happy I was here, and everything I did was like, everything was better than what it was before, because there was nothing here. It was just one flat piece of land, no trees, nothing. It was just totally overgrazed. It was a total... So it was kind of like that feeling of, I have my space, I want to work here, and I want to just be here in the way I want to be in Auroville. So that was kind of a personal thing as well.
I joined only in 1996, but before that, I was working in Mathur Mandir nursery with Narad and Liske, and Afsane guest house, not Afsane guest house, Afsane private. Then after I went to Angad, and after that only I came to Kotakarai farm, where village action started, like a demo farm, like a model farm. So there I went for learning about farming with Ardhandu Chatterjee. So there I was doing already like 1 or 2 years with him to work about the organic farm and model farming. So he was teaching about the farming, and I was doing a demonstrator. So I show people how to make a raised bed, and these all I was doing with him. So that way I learned about the farming. My father was like a farmer. He doesn't have a land or something, but he was working like a farming. I had a little bit of land where I learned from him also, because I had the olden people who was kind of well known. So we had a big kind of bucket, and we pull water like that, bamboo with that pot. So that's how I had a really interested about the farming. Yes, my wife, she is in a Sambalam school, she is teacher. And my son is studying in Chennai, MJ University, physiotherapy. My daughter is studying in New Era School, down Kuilapalayam. Because I didn't go to school, because when I came to Auroville when I was 14 years old, by experience and each other talking, so that's how I learned. So I don't know if I'm doing good English or what?
Yes, yes, clear. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Sometime if I go to the farm group meeting, I don't talk. That's something else. So when I came to Auroville as a worker of Master Mandir nursery, started in nursery, you know, like I worked there. So that's how I feel like, oh, okay, why not to join Auroville? From there I started. So for that they want to know how you know about the Auroville and the thing. So you have to learn about what is Auroville and why you want to become Aurovillian, Auroville, what about Mother and Sri Aurobindo. So these all I have to learn, no? So that's how I started to read first like a children books. From there I want to know how to speak and how to write also. From that way, if I go to like Auroville and they want to interview about why you want to come on Auroville and about that, no? So if everything I have to know. So for that I learned about the Mother books, Sri Aurobindo books and all like. But I know the principle of Auroville, why Auroville started and why we are here. So something like that. But Mother is word is very simple. Yeah, she really wrote about for simple people, so we can understand everybody. But Sri Aurobindo words is very hygienic, very like romba custom.
I mean, I was in Forecomers, and like I said, at that time, the main work on the land in Auroville was all land conservation and stuff. I mean, there were some people who were working on town plans and stuff, and Aspiration was a little bit of a community, but it was all land work because there was nothing in Auroville, or very little, no? So all the places were started were land work places. And in Forecomers there was a small garden area, and I got in, I mean I was doing land, but I got into that garden a bit. And then I thought, oh, Auroville should have an organic farm, because the only farm that was in Auroville was Oro Orchard at the time, and at that time Oro Orchard wasn't fully organic, though it was a fully operating farm. And I thought, oh, we should have also an organic farm. And so that motivated me. But it was not that I was more interested in farming than in afforestation, but it was just, I thought, oh, Auroville should have a organic farm. And not that I had any knowledge, but of course I didn't have any knowledge of land conservation work either. But then I wanted a big farm, and so I wanted to buy all the land from New Lands right down to the Pachandakolam Road. But the people who owned the land, they were asking 7,000 rupees an acre, and I thought that was such an outrageous price, I wasn't willing to pay it. So then looked all around Auroville, and finally in this area found land at a better price, 3,500 rupees an acre, and bought 30, do I remember correctly now, 31 separate pieces of land all in one morning. I mean, there was preparation. And then everyone came in one morning, and we bought everyone's land within 2 hours except one guy who didn't sell. He was a smart guy. He got double the price in the end.
But today that is not possible.